so what food should I eat and what should I stay away from?
Okay, so let's start with phase one.
Okay.
Okay. The 80% of people are reactive to sugar, gluten, and dairy.
I'm a sugar addict.
Okay.
And you had cheese yesterday.
I know.
Sugar is a huge inflammatory, and not to mention that it's very nutrient poor, so you probably eat more vegetables if you ate less sugar.
Probably.
But those are the big three. And of course, they're in so many foods. So I always say the first thing you got to do is start reading ingredients on your labels if you're buying packaged foods. The least packaged foods that you can eat, the better. Of course, the more fresh, local protein. But also in meats. You can eat meat. We want you to eat clean meat.
Okay.
Which would be,
organic meat? Is that
organic
is
a pretty good choice. Grass fed is your best.
Okay, I understand.
And we could go into more detail about that next time we meet, about why that's important and why it will reduce inflammation. But what we want to do right now is start working on the gut. Did you know every 3 to 7 days your gut has a new lining?
Oh.
This is good news, but it will only have the new cells will only be as good as the building blocks you're giving them in the form of food.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
So you may have some leaky gut. Most people do.
What is leaky gut?
Leaky gut. It's over time the guts become so inflamed for so long because of these triggers, usually sugar, dairy, gluten, the big three, and other chemicals in our foods. And then yeast overgrowth puts off its own toxins, candida. And so the villi, they're little fingers that absorb the food into your body.
Yes.
And they begin to get all gummed up with gluten and inflammation, and they go flat, and they're not doing their job anymore.
Yes.
And then leaky gut, just what it says, you get little tiny, it's like an intestinal permeability.
Okay.
The little holes, so to speak, are a little too big. And so now things are getting into your bloodstream that should have been kept out.
Gotcha.
For instance, the gluten proteins are large. The casein in dairy is a large protein. It's getting through that strainer now, so to speak. But when it gets in the bloodstream, that triggers the immune. It's not supposed to be in the bloodstream. Immune system is protecting you from these toxins, undigested foods they get. So, 2 things. You want to reduce inflammation.
Okay.
The food triggers. Stop the dairy, gluten, and sugar first.
For how long? How long do you have to get off
3
of it?
weeks.
3 weeks.
And you want to start healing the gut. That's so key. 80% of your immune system is in the gut.
Can I go
Not
3
everybody knows
weeks
that.
without sugar?
Can you?
Well, it would be before Thanksgiving if you do it now.
Now, you can have honey.
Honey.
There's a lot of alternatives.
What about and stevia, right?
Stevia is fine. I think pure maple syrup is fine. That's
Chocolate?
We're talking about refined sugar. We're talking about high fructose corn syrup, which has is a double-edged sword. Not only is it sugar, it's made from corn, which is probably genetically modified. And that's a whole nother story that I can go over.
Okay, this sounds really overwhelming.
It can become overwhelming. So let's just go back. I would say get a journal.
Get a journal.
You can use an app, you can write it down, nothing fancy, but you need to connect the dots. That's what I teach the people. Write what you're eating. Write how you feel. And then later you can go back and look. Say, I ate this, I felt tired, or I felt achy, or 2 or 3 days sometimes you will have the symptoms. You'll begin to make connections. When you do that, you'll start thinking, you know what, now I know when I eat that I feel this way. Suddenly that doesn't look so good anymore.
Okay.
So hopefully that will help you begin. And then as far as any beginning supplements, I would say, first of all, drink lots of water, because think about that flame, that inflammation. What do you do? How do you put fire out? You put water on it, right? We want to cool. We want to keep the body cool. And lemon is a great addition, some kind of lemon or lime, because it not only cools, it helps with the inflammation, but it's great for the liver for detoxing, and you want to help your body detox as much as you can. So those are some good starts.
I
So
can
no,
do that.
no gluten, dairy, or sugar for 3 weeks.
And a journal.
And a journal.
And lots of water.
But we have some cocktail events coming up. So we does it have to be 3 weeks in a row?
Does that cut out my wine?
You know, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, here's the thing. Even though we said 80%, right?
Yes.
So even if you do 80% of this for
Okay.
3 weeks, you're doing better.
I'm
than-
doing better than I've
Okay,
been
the
doing
80-20,
before.
okay.
Every step helps.
Okay.
The biggest thing is you're going to make that journal.
Yes.
And you're going to start being aware. And you're going to start reading ingredients on food labels.
Okay.
Okay.
Becoming aware of all those sugars and protein and just foods you don't know. Anything you don't understand, I would say, could be an inflammatory trigger. Carrageenan, a lot of people don't know. It's in a lot of plant-based milks, which people are buying, nut milks, and well, this is healthy, yeah, but if it has carrageenan, that's now found to be a gut inflammatory.
Wow.
You don't need to inflame your gut anymore.
No, I don't. It doesn't need to be inflamed.
So these are things we do as a process. Now, you know, that's where I would start. You can go to my website, download a free, I think it's a 10-page guide
I'm gonna do that.
to get you started thinking about healthy foods.
And what's the name of your website?
Learningtobehealthy.com.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks, Mom, for being
Thank
here. We're going to
you.
try to journal how well we do.
We're going to try.
We should do a
you're right.
contest to see who does it better.
Oh crap.
I think
okay.
I would win.
Okay.
And I have a
Challenge
favorite-
on.
okay,
Challenge on.
Okay, great girls. I have a Facebook group. It's called Learning to Be Healthy with Lisa.
Okay.
Get in there and post.
Okay.
Use it as accountability tool. Post what you eat, how you feel. Ask some questions. We can help each other. Find good recipes and all those things.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Keep following us at lecure.us on Instagram and subscribe at lecurelife.com. Thanks.